Alright, so this car has been sitting overnight. Let's see how it starts up. No surging. Alright. Before, it would surge a little bit when it first starts up in the cold. Like after it's been sitting overnight. Not necessarily cold outside, but all I did was change out the front oxygen sensor. And changing that front oxygen sensor also helped with the highway fuel economy by about 1.5 miles per gallon, according to my testing yesterday. Was it 1.5 or 2? Forget exact. I think it was about 1.5. Yeah. But when I fixed the oil leak, I think that made about a 2 mile per gallon difference. So that is the front crankshaft seal is the oil leak I'm referring to. So I'll briefly go over that here. Let me just open up the hood. Here's that front oxygen sensor. Watch my other video on how to switch that out, especially if you have an intercooler pipe like mine. My video shows you how to do it with that intercooler pipe in the way. Oh, also, I didn't show it, but after I finished the video on that, I actually was able to fit my torque wrench in there with a little adapter socket. I just had to push this pipe kind of that way some and wedge it in there. So yeah, if you don't already know about this on the Cruze, your big pulley down there at the bottom, that's your crankshaft pulley. And there's two seals. There's a rear seal and a front seal. The front seal goes bad after about 70,000 miles or so. And I finally got around to replacing it by a mechanic. 1 hour labor time, he charged $70. And I had to go to the Chevy dealership, and that seal and the bolt came out to about $15, I think. You have to replace the bolt too with a new bolt, because the bolt's not supposed to be reusable. I had the mechanic do it because it's a torque to yield bolt. I didn't want to mess anything up. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, so after I fixed that oil leak, I noticed my acceleration was a little bit better and smoother taking off. I didn't notice any difference when I did the rear oxygen sensor with like acceleration or fuel economy, which makes sense because the rear oxygen sensor, it just makes sure that the catalytic converter is doing its job, whereas the front oxygen sensor on most cars, it actually adjusts your air to fuel ratio and affects how rich or how lean the engine is running. So if you notice your fuel economy is a little bit lower than it used to be by a couple miles per gallon, and your car has more than 60,000 miles already. This one has about 85,000 now, I think. I could double check that. Then yeah, the oxygen sensors don't last that long on Chevys apparently. If you got a Toyota, it'll last like way longer. Oh yeah, I'm at 85,707. But yeah, so if you're above 60,000 miles, then go ahead and do both oxygen sensors if you haven't already, and do your front crankshaft seal and bolt if you haven't already. If your Cruze has over 120,000 miles, then it's time to do all that stuff again, I would say. And then you should restore some lost fuel economy, and your engine should stop surging on cold startups also. So yeah, that's what you need to know about that.